General Sir Nicholas Patrick Carter, GCB, CBE, DSO.
Oh,
He's a
CBE.
retired
Wait, what was that?
senior British Army officer. It's not chords.
Oh.
Who served as Chief of the Defense Staff from June of 2018 until November of 2021. Nick Carter served as the bass player for the Backstreet Boys from 1992 to 2011. Now, it can be hard to tell these two people apart. So, I'm going to kind of see if I can test Dan's knowledge of Nick Carter and play a little game that we've played before. Who Said It, Michael Jackson or Michael Jackson, Nick Carter edition.
Okay, wow. I'm glad that the real Michael Jackson is not going to be involved today, but I will try to embrace Nick Carter with open arms.
So, you know how the game goes. I'll explain it for the listeners. Basically, I'm going to read a quote that was said by either today's Jolly Good Fellow, Nick Carter, or the other Nick Carter, Aaron Carter's brother. Who said it? Nick Carter or Nick Carter? As long as you're having fun and still doing stuff, it doesn't matter what people think.
Well, I kind of want to bring it back to the origin of this game and say Michael Jackson, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that was Nick Carter, our Nick Carter.
That is correct.
Okay. And it's so true.
All right. Who said it? Nick Carter or Nick Carter? We've had 100 or so soldiers deployed on a mission in Poland, over 200 in Africa and the Middle East.
This one's a little trickier, but I feel confident in saying that was Nick Carter.
That is correct.
When the Backstreet Boys were touring the USO tours during Iraq.
All right. Who said this? Nick Carter or Nick Carter? I used to draw my girlfriends. I think one of the most romantic things that anyone can do is draw a portrait of the person you love.
Napoleon Dynamite.
No.
But are you impressed by how quickly I connected that to that scene in Napoleon Dynamite? At least give me a point for that. Nick
1
Carter.
point. That is correct.
And I pledge to take the Carter challenge. I will try to draw a picture of my wife for Valentine's Day this coming Saturday, whatever it is.
All right. Who said it? Nick Carter or Nick
Friday,
Carter?
I think. It's on Friday.
We've got the battle group that's deployed in Estonia, some 800 soldiers with our important allies, the French and the Danes.
Wow. Can you bleep that last?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Thank you. Nick Carter.
That's correct.
What I'm learning about the British military is it doesn't sound like they're sending enough guys to any of these places to do anything meaningful.
We've got
Well,
400
We sent 30,
soldiers on the
35
continent of
guys to
Africa.
a country to wage a war. No wonder they always need help. They're always in some sort of jam, and they need us to come save the day. The big eagle.
I will
Of
say
America.
we sent, yes. 25 gentlemen down to Belarus. They do not have weaponry, but they are on horseback.
This next quote
So,
kind of ties into all that. So
they
who
make a
said
lot of
it?
noise.
Nick Carter or Nick Carter? I try to be bad, but nobody will let me.
That sounds like something you would say. A French Nick Carter.
Yes. Okay, what other quotes can we pull here? Okay, who said it? Nick Carter or Nick Carter? I think the characterization. Who said it? Nick Carter or Nick Carter?
Jackie said that. I think mechanic to reach.
I think the characterization, I would say, of the world at the moment is the defining condition seems to be instability. So for the British Army, I'm afraid there are always going to be a lot to do.
Wow.
So who said it?
Felt like he had a big pour of ale before he gave that quote. Hey, the world is unstable, but it's all going to be up to do. We sent 12 of our boys down to South America. They're not there yet, but they'll be giving them a good codswalloping. Nick Carter.
Nick Carter. All right. Who said it? Nick Carter or Nick Carter? I can be shy when I
Carter.
talk to women. I am a shy dude.
Paul.
Nick Cartier.
Oh, I meant that was a Paul quote.
All right,
I
who said
answered.
it? Nick Carter or Nick Carter? I'm an old rock and roll buff. I love Bruce Springsteen and Tom Petty.
Whoever said that, I want to fucking strangle to death because that is not old rock and roll. That is new rock and roll. Old rock and roll is like Jelly Roll Morton, Boogie Woogie Red. That was Nick Carter. He's an idiot.
That's correct. That was Nick Carter.
Big Bop.
All right, we've got a few more in the Michael Jackson Nick Carter challenge. Let's keep it rolling. Who
Jivin'
said it?
Jada
Nick
Hutt,
Carter
someone like that.
or Nick Carter?
Okay.
I don't want to die.
Glad you gave. Well, I know for sure it was no one in this Zoom meeting right now.
Correct.
So I would say Nick Carter.
It was Nick Carter. That's
And listeners, dial 988 if you need help. Siri, dial 988.
correct. No. Who
Next,
said it? Nick Carter
go.
or Nick Carter? At any one
sorry.
day, we've probably
Can you slow down a
had
little bit?
25,000 or so soldiers ready on stand for operations.
So there you go, Paul. There's 25,000 of them ready on the stand. It's just, let's send about 8 of those down to Germany, and the rest of you just hang tight.
You know, and I've been watching that SAS Rogue Heroes show on MGMT.
Sass. Yeah.
And that does seem to be the case for pretty much everything that they did. They send about 35 guys to a country, and you guys sort it out. Pretty cool. It's a good show.
MGMT made a World War II documentary?
It's MGM Plus, but I've been calling it MGMT.
Because you have a sense of humor, kind of.
Yeah, I'm like a joker.
Okay, who said it? Nick Carter or Nick Carter? Without Ace of Base, I kind of feel like the Backstreet Boys would have never found their sound.
Wow. Nick Carter, the British Army general, said that.
That is correct.
And Paul, you are more of a joker folle douche.
Yeah.
Who said it? Nick Carter or Nick Carter? I wanted to be at my sister's funeral, but my family has always had a complicated dynamic.
Oh, it's too early in the morning. Nick Carter? I don't like that
That's
quote.
correct.
What a douche.
Without our families, frankly, this system wouldn't work and our soldiers wouldn't be able to do what they do.
What do they do? Hang
Ready.
around? Eat meat pies? Nick Carter!
Well, that is correct. Thank you, Nick Carter. All right, who said it? Nick Carter or Nick Carter? It's kind of weird because I look at myself as just a normal person.
Those are my two choices, are Nick Carter, Nick Carter.
Yeah.
What did you get from McDonald's?
I already told you, iced caramel coffee.
But you got food too.
Iced caramel coffee.
Caramel coffee.
That's my breakfast.
Colonel coffee. Nick
Who said
Carter's.
it?
Nick Cart. Nick Carter!
The last one. The last person I date is some rich kid who's had everything handed to her on a plate. Give me a normal girl any day.
That is lying through his teeth, Nick Carter.
That's correct. You
the
have
worst
completely
Carter
won
brother.
the Nick Carter
What?
challenge.
Did I get 100%
You-
correct?
Yes, and you win a little statue of Michael Jackson.
Oh, thank you. It'll go really nice next to my towel that's on the floor and my French onion dip, which is in the towel that's on the floor, if you know what I'm saying.
I do.
And right now, we need to take a minute to just kind of do some stretches, clear our heads, watch the rest of the Super Bowl. The Wildcats are down by 224 points, but I think they can come back if Wildcat Willie just goes out and jazzes up the crowd a little bit. And I will say to anyone that's been to an NMU hockey game, I don't know if they have changed the rules now, but Wildcat Willie, please, hands to yourself. I do not like non-consensual touching by a mascot.
I do not like mascots.